So hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you and welcome back once again to another class of PIB Current Affairs. In today's class, my dear friends, we are going to talk about the PIB news from 18th to 20th of July 2025. Before we begin, you need to give me a thumbs up if everything is fine, if you guys can see me properly and can hear me properly. And my dear friends, I hope the preparations are going well. I know you have been waiting for the notifications for so long now. But don't worry, the notification is about to be released in the month of August, right? So get up yourself for the preparation, right? So please give me a thumbs up if everything is fine. If you guys can see me properly and can hear me properly, then I'll quickly start the class. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Please give me a thumbs up if everything is fine. Veda is asking for a plan for regular RBI circular series as you promised. I think I didn't promise that. Maybe Madhav sir has promised that because RBI circular is being covered by Madhav sir. So he will be covering the all. He is actually all covering all the RBI circulars, and I think he has started a series for RBI for all the RBI circulars. So he will be providing all the circulars. Don't worry. Okay, and right after the notification, I will be starting the revision sessions where I will be providing the government schemes MCQs. Right, I will be giving you the revision sessions for the government schemes through MCQs and of course the 6 months of PIB. All right, so please give me a thumbs up. ठीक है, आई थिंक आई हैव अ लॉट ऑफ थम्स अप एंड लेट मी टेल यू गाइस, आज की जो क्लास है वो बहुत छोटी है बिकॉज आज न्यूज़ थे ही नहीं बिल्कुल भी. एंड बट डोंट वरी, क्योंकि from today the parliament session has been started, so from the very next class we'll have a lot of news, a lot of facts, a lot of data that we are going to cover from the next class because parliament session, as you know, has been started from today. All right, but ठीक है, आज की क्लास में कम करेंगे, बट लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है कि इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, इंपॉर्टेंट सब कुछ है, एम ही कुछ भी नहीं है. अननेसेसरी की चीजें मैं वैसे ही नहीं कराता हूँ. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, which among the following are the top 3 global tourism economies for the year 24-25 as per the Economic Impact Trends 2024 released by World Travel and Tourism Council in collaboration with Oxford Economics. This World Travel and Tourism Council, it is a not-for-profit non-governmental organization. It was established in the year 1990 and it is headquartered in London. Now, this World Travel and Tourism Council has released the Economic Impact Trends 2024 in collaboration with Oxford Economics, and in this particular report, the Travel and Tourism Council has highlighted the top 10 global tourism economies for the financial year 24-25. कौन सी ऐसी 10 ग्लोबल टूरिज्म इकोनॉमीज थी जो कि 2024-25 में टॉप 10 पे थी. ठीक है, द रिपोर्ट हैज कवर्ड 184 कंट्रीज एंड 28 ज्योग्राफिक एंड इकोनॉमिक रीजन्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, एंड इंडिया क्लाइम्ड टू द 8th पोजीशन इन द वर्ल्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म इकोनॉमी. यानी कि पूरी दुनिया में इंडिया की जो ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म इकोनॉमी है वो 8वें नंबर पे स्टैंड करती है with a contribution of $231.6 billion. $231.6 billion. And India's position in 2023 was 10th and India is now standing at the 8th position. मतलब इंडिया की जो पोजीशन है वो इंप्रूव हुई है. ठीक है, टॉकिंग अबाउट द टॉप 5 इकोनॉमीज. So the top 5 economies are USA, China, Germany, Japan and UK, and India is at the 8th position as I already told you. ठीक है, in this particular report or the index, you need not have to go into more details. इतना डिटेल काफी है, इससे ज्यादा इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है. आई ऑलवेज से जिस टॉपिक की जितनी औकात है उसको उतना ही पढ़ना चाहिए, राइट? So which three are the top 3 global tourism economies 24-25? These are USA, China and Germany. Option E, USA, China and Germany is the correct answer, my dear friends. I hope it is clear. Moving ahead to question number 2. Question number 2 says, what is the growth in merchandise exports in third quarter of financial year 24-25 as per the Niti Aayog's third edition of Trade Watch quarterly report? Now the Niti Aayog is releasing the Trade Watch quarterly report obviously for all the quarters. Before this, 2 editions had been launched for first and second quarter of financial year 24-25. Now is the time for third quarter of financial year 24-25, right? So that is why हमें क्योंकि ये annual report नहीं है, so we need not go into the much details. We need not go, my dear friends, into the much details of this particular report. ठीक है, जो इसके केवल highlights है हम केवल उसको पढ़ेंगे. ठीक है. So Niti Aayog has released the third edition of Trade Watch quarterly publication for third quarter of financial year 2025, and third quarter means October to December 2025. ठीक है. Now growth in merchandise export, it must be 2024. ठीक है, it must be 2024. What is the growth in merchandise exports? It's 3%. ठीक है, और growth कितनी है? 10 नहीं, ये growth नहीं है. It has been increased by 3% to $108.7 billion. यानी कि अक्टूबर से दिसंबर में जो मर्चेंडाइज एक्सपोर्ट था वो कितना था? $108.7 billion. ग्रोथ इन इंपोर्ट्स, क्या इंपोर्ट्स में ग्रोथ है? यस, देयर आर there is a growth in imports of 6.5%, and it stood at $187.5 billion, right? There is a growth in service export of 17%. 17% का growth है services export में. It stands at $102.6 billion, and imports, service imports increased by 22.5% to $52.4 billion. So as you can see, the service export is $102.6 billion, while the service import is $52.4 billion, which means we have a service trade surplus of $52.3 billion. We have a service trade surplus of $52.3 billion, my dear friends. ठीक है. Now, India ranked as the world's fifth largest exporter with $269 billion in digitally delivered services export in 2024. जो सर्विसेज डिजिटली डिलीवर की जाती हैं, ठीक है, जैसे कि कोई भी डिजिटल सर्विस आप मान के चल लो, उसमें इंडिया वर्ल्ड्स फिफ्थ लार्जेस्ट एक्सपोर्टर है, जिसमें कंट्रीब्यूशन इंडिया का कितना है? $269 billion, राइट? एंड इंडियाज हाईटेक एक्सपोर्ट्स ग्रू 10.6% with compound annual growth rate of 10.6% to $80.6 billion in 2024, comprising 18.3% of total merchandise exports. ठीक है. Now what is the meaning of high tech exports? High tech exports का मतलब होता है the exports or the products which needs intense research and development, right? For example, aerospace equipments, for example pharmaceutical products, for example electronic products, electronic equipments or machinery, electrical machinery, electronic equipments, right? इसके अलावा साइंटिफिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट, इन सभी प्रोडक्ट्स में बहुत ज्यादा इंटेंस रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट होता है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे आर क्लासिफाइड एज हाईटेक एक्सपोर्ट्स. And among all the high-tech exports, electrical machinery and parts emerged as the top high-tech export in 2024, making up 50% of the segment. 50% of the segment, my dear friends. ठीक है, चलिए, that's all for Trade Watch quarterly report of Niti Aayog. And the question is regarding the merchandise exports growth. So that was 3%. Option B is the correct answer. Niti Aayog's CEO is BVR Subramaniam, and vice chairperson is Suman Beri. And of course, the chairperson of Niti Aayog is the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi. ठीक है, चलिए. Now let's talk about the questions in short. आज दो ही बड़ी न्यूज है, बाकी सारी questions in short है. If you want to have the PDF of this class, my dear friends, just scan this QR code. Just scan this QR code and get the PDFs. And right after this class at 6 p.m, 6 बजे, I will be taking a master class. Where we will be doing the revision of last week's PIB. Right? And the link to this class is in the description. Just go down to find the link for the master class. And every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, Madhav sir is catering to your needs of finance current affairs. Question number 3 is very important. You are definitely going to get this question in किसी ना किसी एग्जाम में आपको definitely मिलेगा. The Labour Bureau of the Ministry of Labour and Employment has revised the base year of the consumer price index numbers for agricultural labourers and rural labourers. यानी कि CPI-AL और CPI-RL का जो बेस ईयर है, जो कि 1986-87 हुआ करता था, उसको रिवाइज कर दिया गया है, राइट? And the revision has been done by Labour Bureau. Do remember that, because CPI-AL and RL is prepared by the Labour Bureau and not the NSO. ठीक है, सीपीआई एएल एंड आरएल को एनओसी नहीं डेवलप करता, इसको कौन डेवलप करता है? लेबर ब्यूरो, राइट। एंड yeah, so the new base year, my dear friends, is 2019. Very very important question, very very important question. 2019 is the new base year for CPIAL and RL, and the Ministry of Labour and Employment is headed by Mr. Mansukh Mandavia. Mansukh Mandavia is the Minister of Labour and Employment. Question number 4, it's a good question. Which of the following organizations has signed an MOU with National Institute for Empowerment of Persons with Intellectual Disabilities, Divyangjan, to roll out the structured and uniform education for children with intellectual disabilities across the country? ठीक है, कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने एक MOU साइन किया है विद दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, दैट इज नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ पर्सन विद इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटीज, ताकि स्ट्रक्चर्ड और यूनिफॉर्म एजुकेशन को रोल आउट किया जा सके फॉर चिल्ड्रन विद इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटी। ठीक है, द नेम ऑफ द फाउंडेशन इज जय वकील फाउंडेशन, which has signed this MOU, Jay Vakil Foundation. And remember, under this MOU, my dear friends, NIPID Disha's curriculum, NIPID मतलब वही जो ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट फॉर एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ पर्सन विद इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटीज, NIPID Disha curriculum will be made a comprehensive education model for the holistic development of all the children with intellectual disabilities across the country. यानी कि एक करिकुलम है जिसको स्टैंडर्ड बना के फॉलो करवाया जाएगा for the holistic development of all the CWIDs across the countries. Right now, दिशा क्या है? चलो, नाइपिड तो एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होगी. What is this दिशा? दिशा, my dear friends, is a program of this foundation, Jay Vakil. Right? Disha Abhiyan is an initiative of Jay Vakil Foundation. It integrates a uniform assessment checklist for individualized education plan. इसका मतलब क्या है? एक individualized education plan ये ऑफर करता है. A research-based multi-sensory curriculum, digital portal, and a training ecosystem for educators. So these are the 4 things which are provided under the Disha Abhiyan of Jay Vakil Foundation. This Abhiyan was certified by NIPID in 2019, and it is currently being implemented across 453 schools in partnership with the government of Maharashtra. In partnership with the government of Maharashtra. The right answer is Jay Vakil Foundation. All right, chaliye, let's move ahead to question number 5. In which district of Bihar? Now Bihar's elections are scheduled to be, are going to happen this year in the month of November. So you will definitely see a lot of news coming from Bihar, a lot of new projects, a lot of new things. ठीक है, तो अभी एक नया है. In which district of Bihar new software technology parks of India facility has been inaugurated to boost the IT software and service export? Right, in which district of Bihar? It has been inaugurated in Darbhanga district of Bihar. Darbhanga district of Bihar. ठीक है, talking about Bihar, who is the chief minister? नीतीश कुमार हमेशा वही है और वही मुझे लगता है रहेंगे, but I think इस बार नहीं रहेंगे as per my understanding. But ठीक है, we are not here to have the political discussion. Nitish Kumar is the chief minister. Arif Muhammad Khan is the governor. Bihar has the bicameral legislature, and in the legislative council it has 75 seats. In the legislative assembly it has 243 seats. Right? It has 40 seats from in Lok Sabha, and from Bihar there are 16 seats in Rajya Sabha. Right? And of course Patna is the capital of Bihar. ठीक है, चलिए question number 6. Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Coal India Limited. Good question. Ministry of Tribal Affairs is headed by Jewel Oram. Jewel Oram is the minister. Coal India Limited has partnered for improving the quality of education given to the tribal students in the state of Chhattisgarh. Right? CIL will support 68 Eklavya model residential schools in Chhattisgarh under its CSR initiatives. How much amount has been sanctioned by CIL for this purpose? Now, the total amount that has been sanctioned, my dear friends, is 10 crores. But do remember, this question can also be asked in a way that with which PSU the Ministry of Tribal Affairs has partnered to support 68 Eklavya model residential schools in Chhattisgarh. In that case, the answer would be CIL, Coal India Limited. They can also ask you in which state the Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Coal India Limited will be supporting 68 Eklavya model residential school with the total sanction amount of 10 crores. In that case, the answer will be Chhattisgarh. So while going through the questions in short, please I am मैं ऑलमोस्ट हर क्लास में बात बोलता हूँ कि आपको जो क्वेश्चन है उसके अंदर जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है माय डियर फ्रेंड्स उसको भी ध्यान में रखना है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 7. In which state the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has inaugurated the 435 megawatt Gorbia solar power project developed by Zelestra India? This is the company's name which has developed this 435 megawatt Gorbia solar power project, which is located in Rajasthan. The right answer is option D. Option D is the right answer. Yes, एकलव्य मॉडल रेजिडेंशियल स्कूल पिछले 2 हफ्तों से लगातार न्यूज में है. सो यू आर डेफिनेटली गोइंग टू एक्सपेक्ट अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम एकलव्य मॉडल रेजिडेंशियल स्कूल. दैट इज अ स्कीम which I will be definitely discussing when we will be talking about the schemes from the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. ठीक है. And every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 8 AM, my dear friends, I am taking the government schemes classes. So do join these classes as well. The 21st World Police and Fires Games 2025 held in Birmingham, Alabama, USA. How many medals have the Indian contingent won in the games? Indian contingent won 613 medals. The next games, the 22nd edition of World Police and Fire Games, will take place in 2027 in Perth, in Australia. And in 2029, we discussed this a few days ago. In 2029, the games will take place in Gujarat. And as you know, Gujarat is in India. So 2029, the World Police and Fire Games will be hosted by the government of India. Very important question. Name the first indigenously designed and constructed diving support vessel commissioned into the Indian Navy in Visakhapatnam, built by Hindustan Shipyard Limited. You need to remember which company has built it. So it has been built by Hindustan Shipyard Limited, and it is India's first indigenously designed and constructed diving support vessel. Okay, it is INS Nistar. INS Nistar, and do remember where it has been commissioned. Visakhapatnam. Visakhapatnam mein it has been commissioned. The last question for today, an important one. Which of the following departments has inaugurated the Mahila Arogyam Kaksh? A good initiative. It is designed for health, fitness and wellness space exclusively for women employees of the department. So basically department के अंदर एक space बनाया गया है, keeping in mind the health, fitness and wellness needs of the women employees. It has been done. It has been inaugurated by DOLA, the Department of Legal Affairs, under obviously the Ministry of Law and Justice. ठीक है जी. All right, that's it for today's class, my dear friends. I hope all the questions and their explanation are clear. So that was a short, crisp and quick class today. And जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले बता दिया था that today we have less amount of news, which I believe is good for you. ठीक है. And in the next class, from the next class, we will be having a lot of news. A lot of PIB releases have started coming in the pib.gov.in because of the parliament session that has been started from today. That is 21st of July, the monsoon session. Okay, now if you want to have the PDF of this class, just scan this QR code and join the channel and get the PDFs. And now if you have any doubts, please ask me. You're most welcome. जिसके जो डाउट्स है वो पूछ सकते हैं. Anybody having any doubts? You guys are most welcome. And yes, notification आने वाला है अब, और हम सबको पता है दैट वैकेंसीज आर गोइंग टू बी वेरी लेस दिस टाइम. तो अब आपके पास, मैंने कई बार बताया कि 2 रास्ते हैं, या तो छोड़ दो या तो लगे रहो. छोड़ोगे आप हो नहीं, तो जब नहीं छोड़ोगे सो लेट अस नॉट वरी अबाउट द नोटिफिकेशन. जिन्होंने छोड़ना था वो छोड़ चुके हैं. अब आपने अभी तक पकड़ के रखा है तो प्लीज पकड़ के रखिए और अच्छे से प्रिपरेशन करिए. ठीक है जी. चलिए, आई थिंक देयर आर नो डाउट, सो लेट्स वाइंड इट अप. आई विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास ऑन वेडनेसडे. एंड आज की क्लास में कम न्यूज थी इसलिए थोड़ी सी छोटी क्लास है, बट फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट क्लास डोंट वरी. और आपके लिए तो अच्छी बात है अगर कम न्यूज है तो. वैसे फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट क्लास विल हैव ample amount of news to be discussed. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Goodbye, take care and God bless.